Welcome, curious travelers, to the Deep Dive. I'm so glad you've joined us today as we venture far beyond the immediate horizon and look really deeply into the cosmic roadmap for 2026. This isn't just about reading a horoscope. It's about understanding the deep tectonic shifts that are fundamentally rearranging the structure of our lives.
That's right.
Especially for those of you born under the expansive sign of Sagittarius.
And we have a truly monumental year to unpack. For our Sagittarian friends, the world travelers, the philosophers, the eternal seekers of truth, 2026 marks the beginning of several profound multi-year transformations. Ones that will accelerate their timeline dramatically.
We've got a massive stack of sources here detailing everything from major outer planet ingresses to the month-by-month lunations. But before we dive headfirst into all that celestial data, let's just set the stage with the right energy for this cosmic journey. Welcome to Star Chill Vibes. Dive into the universe of astrology, cosmic energies, and celestial insights with a relaxed, fun twist. Perfect for stargazers who love to vibe with the cosmos. Get your dose of zodiac, moon moods, and spacey good vibes. So, our mission today is an in-depth, month-by-month journey through the Sagittarius 2026 horoscope. We're focusing really intensely on how these planetary heavyweights will shape the Archer's year of growth, expansion, and perhaps most vividly, their relationships.
Because the simple truth is that 2026 is less a year of maintenance and more a point of no return.
Point of no return. I like that.
We are looking at an acceleration that requires Sagittarius to finally integrate their need for freedom with a new need for, let's say, innovative structure.
Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, the Archer's Foundation.
The jig shifts.
Let's unpack this universal shift first. When we look at the cosmic picture of 2026, we see the giants Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune all settling into new long-term signs.
Right.
We are shifting out of what felt like a period of, dissolution and groundwork and into a phase of fire and air.
That's a crucial analytical point. For years, we've dealt with the heavy, often complex energies of water and earth Pluto in Capricorn, Neptune, and Saturn in Pisces.
Right. Very heavy.
Very. By the spring of 2026, those positions have solidified their shift into the action-oriented signs of fire, so Aries and Leo, and air Aquarius, Gemini. This move signals an accelerated timeline globally.
So it's not just for Sagittarius, it's for everyone.
Exactly. It's pushing us from introspection and emotion into rapid action and intellectual innovation.
And it's not just the planets, is it? This universal acceleration is reflected in the numbers too.
It is. Numerologically, 2026 resolves to the universal vibration of number 1.
Number 1. Beginnings.
Bold beginnings. This number represents the archetype of the pioneer, leadership, and a clear, undeniable call to take charge of one's destiny.
So the universe is kind of removing the excuses and saying,
definitively, it's time to initiate.
Wow.
This aligns perfectly with the pioneering, optimistic spirit of Sagittarius, but they must utilize this energy to navigate the incoming shifts.
They will certainly need that proactive energy to handle what's coming in the partnership sector.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's jump right into what is arguably the most defining 7-year transit for Sagittarius. The partnership revolution, driven by Uranus opposing their sign.
This is a monumental shift. Uranus, the planet of sudden change, revolution, and liberation, enters Gemini on April 26, 2026.
Okay.
And it stays there until May 22, 2033. For Sagittarius, this transit sits directly in the 7th house of partnership, marriage, one-on-one relationships, and contracts.
7 years. 7 years of relationship upheaval and innovation. That sounds exhausting and exhilarating all at once.
It is both. Uranus fundamentally challenges the status quo. For Sagittarius, whose sole goal is always expansion and freedom,
Right.
Uranus, in the 7th house, creates this profound tension between that need for independence and the inherent restrictions or expectations of a committed partnership.
So it forces a reinvention of commitment itself.
A complete reinvention.
So if a Sagittarian is in a traditional or maybe a stifling relationship structure that doesn't allow for their personal growth or freedom, that structure is likely to shatter dramatically.
Precisely. We're talking sudden, unexpected relationship entrances or exits. You might suddenly decide to move in with someone you just met, or conversely, end a decade-long relationship that felt stale. The lesson of Uranus is that relationships must be liberating, innovative, and allow both partners total autonomy within the connection.
But I have to challenge this a little. We talk about Uranus bringing liberation, but for an expansive sign like Sagittarius, what's the risk? that they just abandon necessary commitments, claiming it's Uranian freedom, when it's really just a classic Sagittarian fear of confinement.
That is the core challenge Uranus presents, and it's a brilliant observation.
Right.
Sagittarius loves to flee when things get too structured. Uranus, however, doesn't just promote abandonment, it promotes innovation. The highest manifestation of this transit isn't running away, but figuring out a radical new formula for commitment.
Can you give us some concrete modern examples of what reinvention might look like under this transit?
Certainly. It means challenging every traditional assumption. Maybe it means developing non-traditional relationship structures, like living apart but being committed.
Okay, like nesting partners versus traveling partners.
Yeah. Exactly. For business contracts, it means completely rewriting the standard operating procedure, opting for highly flexible, project-based collaborations rather than rigid, multi-year contracts. The Sagittarian is learning to commit to dynamic, evolving structures, not static ones.
It demands honesty.
And intellectual flexibility and partnership.
Okay, that clarifies the external relationship focus. Now let's turn inward to the mind itself. We have Pluto, the Phoenix planet, firmly entrenched in Aquarius. And that hits the third house for Sagittarius.
Right.
This is a 20-year transit.
A 20-year slow burn transformation.
Yo.
The third house governs your immediate environment, daily conversations, siblings, short distance travel, your neighborhood, and crucially, your learning style, teaching methods, and how you share ideas.
And Pluto transforms through destruction and rebirth.
Yes.
So over the next 2 decades, their foundational mode of communication and thinking is changing.
This goes far deeper than just, starting a blog. Pluto, in the third house for Sagittarius, is about dismantling and rebuilding their personal philosophy on a deeper, more empowered foundation.
So it's about their core beliefs.
Exactly. Sagittarius is often the teacher or the holder of grand truths. Pluto forces them to face the shadow side of their established, often dogmatic beliefs.
So if a Sagittarian has been rigid, or maybe even arrogant in their philosophical certainty, this transit will dismantle that platform.
It will, and force them to learn humility in communication. It's forcing them to access power through authentic communication. They may find themselves obsessed with certain topics or diving into niche, esoteric learning that completely redefines their worldview. It will require them to question the outdated tenets they may have held onto for too long.
So the transformation is about defining your own truth.
Not just reciting a philosophy you inherited.
That makes the Pluto transit a perfect companion to the Uranus transit.
They connect everything.
The way they communicate their needs, Pluto in the third, directly informs how they structure their radical new partnerships, Uranus in the seventh.
It's the intellectual revolution underpinning the relational revolution.
And finally, before we jump into the monthly breakdown, we have to touch upon a very technical but deeply important collective tension.
Yes.
Signaled by Saturn in Pisces, and this historic activation happening related to the 27th degree of Sagittarius.
This structural tension, which plays out fully in 2026, is historically significant. It involves Saturn squaring the famous 1988 conjunction.
Okay.
Back then, Uranus, Saturn, and the galactic center, the dense, energetic core of our galaxy, all conjoined right at 27 degrees Sagittarius.
That sounds like a collective destiny point.
It was. It set the stage for major global ideological and structural shifts that are still playing out. Saturn square to this point in 2025 and 2026 marks the third and final phase of reckoning with the instability in global political and social structures established back then.
So what does that mean practically for an individual Sagittarius, especially if they have placements near that 27th degree?
It means the instability and ideological shifts playing out globally in politics, social movements, structural crises may intersect directly with your personal narrative.
So the collective becomes personal.
Very personal. For Sagittarians, this activation brings collective narratives and power structures into painful focus. It's a call for mature observation, requiring you to understand that your personal philosophical convictions are deeply intertwined with the world's current state of chaos.
So it's the final karmic test.
Before Saturn initiates a clean slate in Aries.
We've covered Pluto for 20 years and Uranus for 7. That's a massive amount of psychic real estate being transformed. How should a Sagittarian approach 2026 without feeling completely overwhelmed by these massive timeframes?
Treat 2026 as a foundation-laying year. Instead of worrying about the next 20 years, focus on executing the change the universe is demanding this year.
Got it.
The monthly transits provide the stepping stones. The cosmic mandate for 2026 is define your truth, liberate your relationships, and clean up your finances.
Okay, with that monumental backdrop in place, let's zoom in on the specifics, starting with January 2026.
Let's do it.
This month begins with a focus on solitude and financial grounding. A quiet, almost reflective start to a year of massive action.
That quietness is intentional. As the year kicks off, Neptune and Saturn are still lingering in Pisces.
Right.
In the fourth house of home, roots, and emotional foundation. This energy suggests a period of quiet reflection, forgiveness, and finishing off any lingering emotional or domestic business from 2025.
So don't rush into things.
Don't rush into aggressive ambitions. It's a time for necessary inner cleanup.
And the biggest financial focus comes from Jupiter, right? The ruler of Sagittarius. It's still retrograde in Cancer until March, sitting right in the highly sensitive 8th house.
This is a major 3-month transit that needs careful unpacking. Jupiter is retrograde at 21 degrees Cancer in the 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, debt, loans, all that deep stuff.
Okay.
But the key insight here is the technical detail. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer.
Exalted meaning it's operating at its maximum benevolent power, even while retrograde.
That's it.
That sounds powerful, especially in the 8th house, which governs deep, often painful topics.
That's right. The retrograde motion encourages reviewing and receiving rather than aggressively expanding.
So this period, January through early March, is fantastic for receiving unexpected financial blessings.
Or support related to joint ventures. Think about filing taxes and finding a large, unexpected return.
Oh, we can all hope for that.
Or think about applying for a loan and getting an excellent interest rate, or receiving financial aid.
So if you've been struggling with student debt or negotiating a difficult shared financial agreement like a divorce settlement or an inheritance,
Yes,
this exalted Jupiter is maximizing the chances of a breakthrough.
absolutely. And the 8th house also rules intimacy and psychological transformation. Jupiter's blessing here encourages you to go deep and be vulnerable in your relationships, finding maximum rewards when you share your true self and your resources transparently.
It's blessing your vulnerability.
Exactly. The universe is blessing your willingness to face dependency issues.
We also noted that the personal planets start the year out of bounds. What does that technical designation mean for the Sagittarian experience in January?
The out-of-bounds designation, particularly for Venus, Mars, and Mercury at the start of the month, means the energy feels less tethered to the normal rules or societal expectations.
Is that wild?
A bit anarchic, yeah. Your personal drive, your desires, your thoughts might feel slightly obsessed. Since this is happening during a period of introspection, it really pushes the Sagittarian focus toward the inner world, urging you to follow your own compass before re-engaging with the external world later in the month.
Moving into February, we hit one of the first major cosmic signposts that really kicks off the revolutionary energy of 2026.
This is a big one.
The annular solar eclipse.
February is when the communication revolution, established by Pluto's long-term transit, truly opens up. The annular solar eclipse happens on the 17th at 28 degrees Aquarius,
In the 3rd house.
squarely in the 3rd house of communication, learning, and immediate connections. This eclipse acts as a massive 6-month portal.
This sounds like the perfect time to activate that Pluto energy we talked about.
It is the starter motor. Sagittarius is being given a massive, fated push to transform how they teach and learn. If you've been dreaming about starting the blog, the podcast, the YouTube channel,
Now's the time.
the time for initiation is now. The combination of the eclipse plus Pluto means this is the year you move from merely thinking about sharing ideas to actually executing that vision.
February also brings that historic Saturn-Neptune conjunction.
Yes. Neptune enters Aries on January 26th, followed shortly by Saturn, and they meet in a dramatic conjunction on February 20th. This alignment happens in the 5th house of creativity, romance, children, and personal risk-taking for Sagittarius.
The structure of dreams, as you called it earlier.
Exactly. Neptune is vision and dissolution. Saturn is structure and reality. This conjunction suggests that not every inspired dream or romantic fantasy can survive the harsh reality of Saturnian structure, but the ones that do are absolutely worth the disciplined effort.
We also have Mercury retrograde starting in late February, slowing down that initial action.
Right. Mercury retrograde in Pisces runs from February 25th through March 20th, right in the 4th house. Expect introspection, delays, and necessary reversals around home, family, and emotional foundations.
So listen to your gut.
Pretty much. The logical, intellectual approach of Sagittarius won't work here. They are urged to listen to what is subtle or unsaid regarding their roots and recalibrate their domestic and emotional life.
That internal review is essential because March brings us the first massive climax of the year. The total lunar eclipse focused on career.
March 3rd brings a total lunar eclipse at 12 degrees Virgo, directly hitting the 10th house of career, public image, and long-term goals.
And lunar eclipses are culminations.
They're endings, completions, and necessary shedding before the next growth phase.
This sounds like a high visibility moment for Sagittarius.
It is a period of career culmination. Expect a spotlight moment. Public recognition, promotions, raises, or the completion and successful delivery of a major project.
But it's in Virgo.
Which demands detail and humility. Sagittarius must temper their typical grand optimism with Virgo's meticulous need for consistent excellence and follow-through.
What's the common pitfall here for a Sagittarius?
Rushing the final details. They might land the promotion but fail to manage the administrative paperwork, or receive the recognition but overlook a crucial dependency in the project delivery.
So, details, details, details.
You have to integrate meticulous attention to detail with your soaring ambition. It's a critical moment for professional branding.
Meanwhile, Mars stations direct mid-month.
Yes, Mars, the action planet, stations direct on March 18th, having been retrograde in the intimate 8th house since early January. This shift signals a return to forward momentum regarding intimate bonds and shared finances.
So the review period is over.
And momentum returns, allowing Sagittarians to act on the financial clarity they gained.
April is defined by that massive relationship turning point you introduced in the first section.
April 26th, that's the date etched into the calendar. Uranus officially enters Gemini, initiating the relationship revolution across the 7th house opposition.
So this is when it gets real.
This is when Sagittarians stop merely reflecting on relationship change and start living it. They are called to actively embrace relationship innovation.
But the 5th house also gets incredibly active in April, mixing inspiration with potential confusion.
It absolutely does. March and April see a cascade of conjunctions of personal planets. Venus, the Sun, Mars, and Mercury all moving to conjoin Neptune in Aries in the 5th house.
That's a lot of energy.
An incredible wave of inspired energy. It amplifies creativity, romance, spirituality, personal inspiration.
So it's a moment of magical, almost confusing creativity?
Potentially highly misleading. Neptune dissolves boundaries. If you expect clarity or structure in your romantic life or creative projects during this period, you might be disappointed.
Okay, so enjoy the ride, but don't sign anything.
Basically, it's a time for vision, artistic work, and romantic dreaming, but hold off on defining the relationship or finalizing the creative pitch too soon. Boundaries are dissolved.
Madi brings us deeper into introspection and self-focus, away from the external intensity.
The full moon on May 1st occurs in Scorpio, hitting the 12th house of the unconscious, hidden self, and spiritual retreats.
Scorpio 12th house. Deep.
Very deep. This lunation shines a spotlight on things that have been submerged, self-sabotaging behaviors, deep fears, or unspoken truths. It's an opportunity for self-mastery.
A chance for quiet spiritual housekeeping.
Precisely. Then the month ends with a second lunation, a full moon in Sagittarius around May 31st, right in the 1st house of self.
A personal checkpoint after a very active spring.
This is a critical moment for personal alignment. However, because the sun moves into Cancer just before this full moon may not feel traditionally outgoing or celebratory. The inclination may be to stay home, relax, and reflect.
An internal check-in.
On the new identity you're constructing.
And finally, June marks the major transition of the Sagittarian ruler, Jupiter, fundamentally reshaping the energy of the second half of the year.
June 30th is the critical date. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and luck, ingresses into the fellow fire sign, Leo, hitting the 9th house of higher learning, foreign travel, publishing, philosophy, and shared wisdom.
So the focus shifts entirely from deep, intimate resources in the 8th house
to outward-facing, pure Sagittarian luck, optimism, and opportunity found through teaching, travel, and sharing wisdom with the world. This is pure, expansive fire energy.
We also see Saturn, the great disciplinarian, beginning its annual retrograde just before Jupiter shifts.
Saturn begins its retrograde in Aries in the 5th house on June 29th, lasting until December 10th. This is not a time of punishment, but a review period. Sagittarians are called to refine their disciplined approach to creative expression, romance, and personal risk-taking that was initiated by the conjunction back in February. It's time to check if the structures you imposed on your dreams are serving you well.
Okay, so as we cross into the second half of 2026, the shift is palpable,
Absolutely.
driven by Jupiter's expansion in Leo. July offers a cosmic burst of support, especially for those ambitious dreams.
We start July with Neptune stationing retrograde on the 7th in Aries in the 5th house. Like all outer planet retrogrades, this turns the gaze inward.
So another review.
A review of spiritual practices and those inspired creative visions from the spring. It's a moment to define what your vision truly is.
But the middle and end of July brings some rare, highly harmonious aspects, designed to propel Sagittarius forward rapidly.
The first is Jupiter sextile Uranus on July 21st. This is incredibly dynamic. It brings a sudden turn of fortune, often related to travel, innovative teaching opportunities, or liberating shifts in a relationship.
So think big.
Think big and embrace opportunities for freedom and overseas travel. This is Jupiter in the 9th house, harmonizing with Uranus in the 7th. Expect liberation through intellectual partnership or travel.
And we also see the return of the deeply supportive Neptune sextile Pluto aspect.
That happens on July 25th. This subtle generational aspect supports deep spiritual or artistic work, aligning vision with powerful inventive drive. For Sagittarius, your intuition is finely tuned right now.
That sounds like a powerful time for execution, yet we can't forget Mercury is retrograde again.
It is. It runs from June 29th to July 23rd in Cancer, revisiting the 8th house. This water sign retrograde invites deep emotional reflection, specifically around how you merge resources or handle intimate bonds.
Reread the fine print.
Definitely. Reacquiring, reassessing, and rereading contracts related to shared money, insurance, or inheritance are advised. Emotional discussions might require several passes before clarity is achieved.
August brings us an absolutely faded month,
Faded is the word.
defined by two major eclipses, amplified by Jupiter's presence in the 9th house.
The first one is monumental. A total solar eclipse on August 12th at 20 degrees Leo, right in the 9th house.
In Leo.
Solar eclipses bring sudden new beginnings, and in fire sign Leo, this is a bold statement.
This is pure Sagittarian luck, amplified and plays directly onto their spiritual mission.
It is. This could manifest as embarking on a long, defining journey, perhaps a sabbatical or move overseas. It could be starting a major teaching or publishing project that defines your expertise.
It's about taking a bold, confident new step into the world stage.
Yes.
Then later in the month, we have the partial lunar eclipse.
That occurs on August 28th at 4 degrees Pisces, in the 4th house. This signals a necessary ending and closing a chapter related to spiritual release, compassion, and sacrifice concerning home and family.
So letting go of some family baggage.
If you've been feeling responsible for too much emotional baggage related to your roots, this eclipse offers a chance to compassionately but firmly let go of that old emotional debt.
Moving into September, the expansive energy of August starts to slow down for a necessary review of relationship dynamics.
We see that Neptune sextile Pluto recur on September 15th, offering subtle, supportive energy for turning inner vision into outward growth.
So the spiritual alignment is still strong.
It is, even as things get complicated externally.
And they do get complicated mid-month with a major tension point.
Venus squares Pluto on September 15th. This tests love and finances severely. Complex power dynamics may flare up in close partnerships, especially concerning shared money, dependency, or intimacy secrets coming to light.
It sounds intense.
It urges Sagittarians to balance force and faith in their negotiations, realizing that control over money or love is an illusion that Pluto will expose.
And Uranus, which kicked off the relationship revolution in April, now shifts into reverse.
Uranus stations retrograde in Gemini in the 7th house on September 10th. It remains retrograde until February 8th, 2027.
This is vital.
Why so vital? After the spring's abrupt relationship shifts, the retrograde offers a chance to slow down, integrate, and reflect. It's a review of freedom within commitment.
So you're asking, are these new structures actually working?
Or are they just chaos, masquerading as innovation?
October feels like the big cosmic slowdown,
It's
forcing deep internal processing just as the year begins winding down.
absolutely. The retrograde season continues, demanding refinement. Venus stations retrograde on October 3rd, moving from Scorpio back into Libra.
And for Sagittarius, this transit moves from the 12th house back into the 11th house.
Correct. From hidden depths to hopes, groups, and friends.
What does that mean for the Archer? It covers a wide range of interpersonal dynamics.
It means relationships, money, and personal values are under intense review, largely behind the scenes. In Scorpio, in the 12th, it asks Sagittarius to dive deep into intimacy secrets and subconscious power dynamics.
Which could feel a bit lonely.
It could.
Yeah.
As Venus moves back into Libra in the 11th house, the focus shifts to balance, harmony, and redefining what love and fairness mean within your social circles.
And old lovers might return.
They often do during Venus retrograde, offering a chance to finally heal or complete old romantic contracts.
And we have Mercury retrograde again, amplifying that introspection.
Especially in the deep, dark 12th house, Mercury retrograde runs from October 24th to November 13th in Scorpio. This is a potent, non-verbal time.
So journaling, dreaming.
Perfect for it. But communication with others might be tricky, leading to misinterpretations or secrets being uncovered. It's a welcome rest for the Sagittarian intellectual mind.
Finally, October ends with a challenging Jupiter-Saturn aspect.
Jupiter sesquiquadrate Saturn occurs on October 31st. A sesquiquadrate is a minor tension point. For Sagittarius, this marks a time where they may feel unstable about the expansive future,
Jupiter in the ninth.
or face unexpected obstacles to their creative goals. Saturn in the 5th. It requires discipline and hard work to persevere through these temporary limitations.
Moving into November, we hit another major cosmic restructuring that will define the next 18 months.
The nodal shift.
This is critical karmic energy.
On November 25th, the lunar nodes change signs. Rahu, the north node of desire and destiny, enters Capricorn, and Ketu, the south node of release, moves into Cancer.
And for Sag, this lands Rahu in the second house of personal finances.
And Ketu in the 8th house of shared resources.
This sounds like a massive 18-month focus on financial ambition.
It is a major karmic shift, emphasizing the need for Sagittarius to align worldly ambition and financial gain with emotional truth and profound letting go of dependency.
So build your own security.
Build financial stability based on your own self-worth while releasing old emotional baggage around debt or dependency that might stifle your independence.
December wraps up the year, offering a well-earned sense of rest, and finally, forward motion.
The new moon in Sagittarius occurs on December 9th, right in the 1st house. This is your ultimate personal restart button, urging a deeper reliance on faith after a year of intense shifts.
A fresh vision for the self.
Exactly.
The outer planet retrogrades finally finish up, releasing the brakes and speeding up the timeline.
Neptune stations direct on December 12th, and Saturn stations direct on December 11th. This signals the end of the major outer planet retrogrades. It brings vision and discipline into forward flow, especially regarding self-expression and identity.
So those creative projects from earlier in the year get the green light.
They're now ready for forward execution.
And Jupiter, your ruler, is now retrograde in Leo, signaling the final vibe of the year.
Jupiter moves retrograde in Leo, in the 9th house, signaling a lovely time for reflection. This suggests a period to relax, put your feet up, and not have a ton of external things to take care of.
So just integrate all the lessons.
Integrate the knowledge, rather than seeking the next adventure. Sagittarians should just be mindful of overindulgence in food or spending during this period, keeping that newfound second house focus in mind.
To summarize this monumental year for Sagittarius, wow.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
2026 was the year that acceleration became reality. The year demanded a radical blend of expansion and deep introspection, forcing the archer to build structures that support their freedom.
Right.
The first half was marked by deep financial vulnerability and surprising blessings due to Jupiter exalted in the 8th house, while the second half shifted into massive intellectual and spiritual expansion with Jupiter moving into the 9th.
And critically, woven throughout the entire year, from April onward, is that pivotal 7-year reinvention of relationships, courtesy of Uranus opposing Sagittarius.
That's the through line.
You started 2026 finishing cycles and finding clarity amidst emotional waters, and you end the year fully immersed in fire and air energies.
Yeah.
That accelerated timeline is now irreversibly active.
The ultimate lesson of 2026 for Sagittarius is truly about finding the structure within chaos. You've been given the intellectual tools with Pluto in the 3rd and the relational imperative with Uranus in the 7th. Your greatest act of courage this year is defining your own truth, not following someone else's, and committing to spontaneous opportunities that fit this new, authentic philosophy you've constructed.
So it's time to stop seeking the truth
and start living it.
We hope this deep dive into the cosmos has brought you some clarity and good vibes. If you enjoy this analysis, please take a moment to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel, Star Chill Vibes.
Your support really helps us keep exploring the universe together.
Until the next deep dive, keep vibing with the cosmos.